We're beginning a new section in our book, Start Where You Are. And the theme that we're going to bounce off for the next few weeks is a section of the book that Chris Gardner calls The Thorny and Golden Past. The Thorny and Golden Past. And what Chris shares right up front is, I could accept the premise that it was important for all of us to study our personal histories. Yet it still took me years to summon the fortitude to recall the chapters of my own past. And so we begin, a couple of weeks where we're going to talk about the past. We're going to talk today about a question in Lesson 11. Who's afraid of big bad yesterday? Who's afraid of big bad yesterday? We may not admit it, it may sound funny, but much of our decision making today calls us back to yesterday. And interestingly enough, the key word for this lesson that Chris brings us to when he asks the question, who's afraid of big bad yesterday, is freedom. Freedom is the key word, because clearly the freeing ourselves from an idea that yesterday is either big or bad is what propels us to growth as we understand it. Now, there's a long and winding road that leads to freedom. Each one of us, as we sit here today, has experienced a long road to this seat. And when we get up, there's a long and winding road that we call life waiting for us. Chris continues and he says that the knowledge I unearthed in this process of looking over my past has turned out to be my own buried treasure. That everything that I needed in life was waiting for me right here in my very own backyard. That by reflecting and reevaluating and remembering and reframing past incidents and experience, we take what we believe to have used to have been setbacks and we reframe our present day memory and create setups for an awakening today. And truly this is the goal. Awake my soul. The goal in every moment of our life is to be fully awake to the now moment. And to see ourselves and perceive ourselves and believe ourselves and expect different of ourselves in the present moment than what happened in the past. One of the freest men I know, we all know him, is Nelson Mandela. And the Spirit of God, however we understand God, took 27 years to prepare him to become the president of South Africa. Yet the physical jail could not hold back a divine idea in the mind of God planted long ago. And what President Mandela says is there is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways which you yourself have been altered. We actually don't alter ourselves. We perceive ourselves differently. We see ourselves differently. We believe more of ourselves. We release the hurt. And so I love that sentence because you return to a place. You go back to somewhere. And you see no change at all. But you perceive that you yourself have grown. This is ancient wisdom. This is accountability. This is responsibility. This is the message, I believe, of Jesus. If we could take the message of Jesus the Christ and boil it down into one thing he said, it is the truth shall set you free. The truth shall make us free in all situations. In the present day experience, only the objective, loving, forgiving, honest truth that we tell ourselves frees us from metaphorical chains or obstacles or limitations if we feel bound up. It is this truth, this divine idea, this honesty, this being presence, this awakening of our soul shall make us free. The message. Where does the message take place? Where is the truth live? Where is the truth accepted or denied? Yet in our mind. And so it is until our mind is set free to experience the truth. I believe our life today is a reflection of what happened before us. Until we let go of the past and until we accept the past, then an opportunity shows up today, a potential relationship shows up today, an idea shows up today. And if we're living in the past, the first thing we tell ourselves is, oh, this won't work. I'm not going to try this because I failed before. Have you ever heard yourself say, I already tried that and it didn't work out? You ever tell somebody else, that's not the way we do it around here. We've tried that before, it didn't work. In fact, what I realized is sometimes when I have an idea or it gets out there, that change is in the way, people actually call me and tell me, hey, it won't work out. The past calls me in the present with people I've attracted. And I have to be able to say, well, that was then and this is now. Has the past ever just called you and said, give it up, don't try it, it won't work out? Been there, done that, I got the t-shirt, right? And so we have to look out, be on the lookout, and not reflect the past anymore. Chris, in this section, he talks about, the past is thorny. It scratches us up. But it's the buried treasure that it offers us when we face our fears or our disappointments, our perceived shames and losses and people, places, and things that we feel have abandoned us. And what Chris realized is it was a feeling of powerlessness in the present that held him back. See, he realized he had a choice of denying the hurt, denying the pain, denying the fear, denying the disappointments, making excuses, justifying them, projecting them on other people. But they're going to haunt him anyway, he realized. And so we can pretend this didn't happen in the past. We can pretend we didn't get hurt in the past, but it haunts us somehow. Because in our denial, that which we resist persists. And so the invitation on the next few weeks, and we're going to take a few weeks, maybe even now through Thanksgiving, to walk through our past and how we perceive it and how it reflects or how it shows up in our life today so that the truth may free us.